Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, September 6, 2012. There's a lot to cover, so let's jump right into these charts. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see the futures are trading higher by about 8 points this morning to around the 1411.50 level. Decent pop this morning for the futures market. Everyone is waiting now to hear what Mario Draghi is going to say about his European bond buying program. So we'll see how that quantitative easing goes over there across the pond in Europe. Everyone is waiting his press conference, which I guess will begin somewhere within the next 30-40 minutes, I suppose. Right now it's about 8:18 in the morning, East Coast time. So within the next 30-40 minutes, we should have that press conference underway from the European Central Bank President, Mario Draghi. Earlier today, the ECB did leave rates unchanged, I believe at 0.75%, so 0.75% is where rates were held, and looks like the ECB did leave rates unchanged. So we're going to see now what he comes out with his when he holds his press conference and he talks about the bond buying program. We just had the ADP job report out at 8:15. It looks like ADP is reporting a gain of 201,000 jobs. The market seems to like it, at least at the moment. But if this number is true, what that does do, it takes quantitative easing off the table. So keep that in mind. Right now, the market is banking on massive central bank intervention from all the central banks, and that's what's factored into the tape here. So you're going to have to watch that pretty closely. If you take a look at the dollar, ever since the ADP report was announced, the dollar has started to get a little bit of a bid here. So again, without the dollar going down, I have a hard time seeing the market go up. As you know, the markets trade inverse to the U.S. dollar index. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, earlier today, gold was on a big surge here after Mario Draghi spoke. Let's take a look at gold today right now. It looks like gold futures are still up about $17. So you got a real good move. Spot gold is above that 1,700 level, but you can see here it's starting to pull back just a little bit as the dollar gains strength. Again, still a nice move for the GLD, which closed at 164.31. Today it's at 165.36 at the moment. It was above 166 even earlier. So again, if the dollar declines, expect gold to go higher. Same will work for silver. Dollar down, silver should go up. And you can see as the dollar caught a little bit of a bid, silver pulled back a little bit. But nonetheless, silver is still having a good day. The SLV is trading right now at 31.73. It closed at 31.27. So a nice little 50-cent gain there. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Oil trades very much like gold does. Oil right now is up about 90 cents to $96.25 a barrel. So oil holding very firm. Let's take a look at the USO today. You'll see the USO trading up here at $35.86. So that's holding steady right now. And again, a weaker dollar will inflate oil, and a stronger dollar will deflate oil. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that dollar and see how that all plays out. But again, a weaker dollar should inflate oil and take it back up, and we'll see how that works. UGA yesterday, which is gasoline, finished down just a touch, not all that much. Today it's trading right around 59.64, and we'll see how that plays out once the opening bell rings. But gasoline holding very firm at the moment. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news. So again, we're going to wait on that Mario Draghi commentary or Mario Draghi press conference out of the ECB, the European Central Bank. That'll be coming out again within the next 30 minutes, I suppose. But let's take a look at some stocks in the news. We'll start off with the usual Irobot today, IRBT. The stock is getting hit pretty hard. It traded above 26 earlier, now down to the 23.32 level. The stock does have some support around 22 and a quarter. Better yet, make it $22. A little bit more support around 21, 21.10, and then there's going to be, I think, a lot more support probably around the low of $19. So you're going to watch those levels. If that thing breaks $19, this is a fairly strong gap down. If it does break $19, this is going to be a $15 stock. So there's no need to really get in front of this one. Again, aggressive traders, you want to play those support levels. I have no problem with that. Just make sure that this thing comes right into those levels, and you don't get consolidation above them, because that usually sets up for it to break lower. Okay, so Irobot really getting taken to the woodshed today. Stock is down significantly, and actually it's a strong gap, so it can break levels today. Just be careful. And all those levels I gave you are just short-term support areas. Okay, let's take a look at Verifone, ticker symbol PAY. This stock's also getting hit this morning. It closed yesterday at a $35.38. Today it's trading at $31.30. I have some support levels on this one. This is a fairly strong gap down as well, so you want to be a little bit careful. You're going to have support right around $30. Maybe it's $30.10, $30.20, but right around that $30 area. After that, there'll be a little bit of support around the $27.50 level, and then it's all the way down to $24. So again, we'll see if this one can break through the support levels, but you do have some support levels there. All of them look decent for at least quick little bounces, but you don't want to overstay your welcome on a strong gap down, as these things can break lower. So keep that on the radar today. Let's take a look at Men's Warehouse. Ticker symbol is MW. This one is catching a pretty decent little bid. I think it's now overbought, so traders, you want to be careful here. Do not jump on this on the long side. When you're looking at it as resistance, I think you're going to have good resistance at $35.35. It's kind of where it's headed at the moment. If it starts above there, closes above that, opens above that, I should say, at 9:30 a.m., the next level is going to be $37.33. Stock can be faded there. Okay, so I mean, I think that it's a thin volume, light volume stock for the most part. Sometimes that tells us the stock can go a little bit further, but it's just so overbought here at this level, 37.33, and then really 38 even number. Very, very good resistance levels for this name going forward. All right, so you probably could fade it up there, but again, it's a thin stock. Sometimes these things overshoot. This thing rarely trades over 1 million shares a day, and I'm trying to find stocks right now that are active, but it's a little bit difficult. We're not getting big gap ups in the active names. All right, let's take a look at WCRX. That's Warner Chilcott. So again, this one is having a pretty good little decline this morning. What I'm seeing here right now, let me just move this over to get all my levels up here. Yeah, what I'm seeing here right now is that the stock probably has a fair amount of support in its current area, but if it breaks this level, 1260 or so, you're going to look at $11.42. Okay, $11.42. Pretty good support there. You may even get a little support at $12, but I'd go with the $11.42 at this stage of the game. Looks like a fairly strong gap down as well, so keep that in mind. You watch $11.42. After that, I don't even know if you want it. This stock could be on a death sentence, so leave it alone after that. But $11.42, I think, is a worthwhile shot. And this stock, generally trades, decent volume, so there's no problem there. I'd watch $11.42 for support. Okay, let me see what else we have on my list here. EEP, which I believe is Enbridge. Yeah, Enbridge Partners. I can't make too much out of this. It's definitely falling today. Stock closed at $29.71. It's trading at $28.36. There's a fair amount of support down here at $28.36. After this level, you have a little support at $28, and then it's going to be really down to $27 and then $25. So those are all your levels for this EEP. Enbridge Partners. Again, this is a light volume name, so you got to be real careful with these. Okay, all these light volume stocks, but there'll be some support down here, especially if you got down to $25. I think it's worth the bounce at that level. There are probably some other ones that are moving today, but these are the biggest gaps that I could find this morning. I always like to look for the widest gaps out there. Other than that, we have a lot of just very, very small gaps at the moment. All right, going back to the futures real quick. Futures are still up $8. Nice little pop for the futures. But again, there doesn't really seem to be a lot of momentum on the upside until this European bond announcement or bond conference comes out. Mario Draghi will be speaking shortly, and we'll see how the market reacts there. With that said, everybody, have a great trading day. We'll see you on the charts tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Take care, everyone.